Assalamu alaikum. Today's lesson 17. We're beginning a new chapter, the third section of the stages of qada wal qadr. If you remember, the first one is al-kitaba, the writing of everything. The second one is al-mashiyah, Allah's willing of everything that will and will not happen. And then this is the third one called al-khalq. This has to do with the creation. And it'll be longer, so I'm going to break it up into smaller segments. Inshallah, you will understand it well. I've taken to just sitting and holding the book. I think I'm more comfortable this way. Are you ready? وهذا الأمر متفق عليها بين الرسل صلوات الله وسلامه عليهم. He's saying that this has been agreed upon between prophets. وعليه اتفقت الكتب الإلهية وفطر العقول والاعتبار. And all of the revealed books agree, and the instinct and the minds and the considerations of all of those wise men and wise people have accepted this. وخالف في ذلك مجوس الأمة. فأخرجت الطاعات ملائكة. Well, let me go back and clarify the Majus al-Ummah. You know, we always hear this word Majus, and it's never really clarified ever who they were. They say they were an older group. But Ibn al-Qayyim does clarify them. So he's saying here the Majus al-Ummah, and once again a run-on sentence, but I will stop and explain. وخالف في ذلك مجوس الأمة فأخرجت طاعات الملائكة وأنبياء ورسل وعبادة المؤمنين وهي أشرف ما في العالم. He's prefacing his final conclusion by saying they are assuming that the obedience of the malaika, the angels, and the prophets, and the messengers, and all of the good believers, and they are the most ashraf ma fi alam, the most honorable in the world, an al-rububiyyati wa takwini wa mashiyatihi, and all of the aspects of Allah's rububiyyah, which is giving everyone everything they need, and Allah's willing. Now we come. بل جعلوهم الخالقين لها. On the contrary, they are saying that they are the creators of this. وَلَا تَعَلَّقَ لَهَا بِمَشِيَةٍ. No connection to Allah's will. وَلَا تَدْخُلُ تَحْتَ الْقَدْرَ وَلَا تَدْخُلْ تَحْتَ قُدْرَتِهِ. And it has nothing to do with Allah's capability in determining, which is قُدْرَتِهِ, that He can actually say, and He does. It's called the qadr, and it's His qudra, when, where, why, and how everything is going to occur. No, they don't accept this. وكذلك قالوا في جميع الأفعال الحيوانات الاختيارية. And so forth in this, they say that all deeds of every living things is ikhtiyariya, free will. فعندهم أنه سبحانه لا يقدر أن يهدي ضالا ولا يضل مهتديا. So in their view, عندهم, Allah is not able to guide the misguided, nor to misguide the guided. ولا يقدر على يجعل المسلم مسلما. He cannot determine a Muslim is going to be a Muslim. والكافر كافرا والمصلي مصليا. Nor a disbeliever, nor someone who prays. He has nothing to do with whether or not they're going to believe or they're going to pray. وإنما ذلك بجعلهم أنفسهم. No, this is for how they decide to determine what they are going to do. All right, is this the Majus? Well, I don't think that that's such an old saying. I think we have a lot of Majus today. And mainly they are called disbelievers or atheists or anyone who doesn't believe that Allah has a hand in anything. It's all up to them. I know many of them. وقد ندى القرآن بل الكتب السماوية كلها والسنة وأدلة التوحيد والعقول على بطلان قولهم. So it says here, Quran and all of the holy books that descended, and the Sunnah, and the aspects of Tawheed, and minds, وعقول, rightly guided good minds, على بطلان قولهم. This is ridiculous. Butlan means it's a lie. What they're saying is totally, totally wrong. وَسَحْ بِهِمْ أَهْلَ الْعِلْمِ وَالْإِيمَانِ مِنْ أَقْطَارِ الْأَرْضِ. Everyone on earth that has faith is against this. وَصَنَفَ حِزْبِ الْإِسْلَامِ وَأَعْصَابِ الرَّسُولِ وَأَسْكَرَهُ التصانيف في الرد عليهم. He's saying that Allah allows Hizb al-Islam, meaning a group of those from Islam, وَأَصَابَةُ الرُّسُلِ, and companions of the Prophet, وَأَعْسْكَرَهُ, in other words, the army, the military wing of the Muslims, meaning those who fight, will be brought forward to reject them and to reply to them. وَهِيَ أَكْثَرَ مِنْ أَنْ يَحْصِيهَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. It means you'll never be able to calculate how many of these good Muslims have come forward through the ages to negate and refute these Majus. وَلَمْ نَزَلَ أَيْدِيَ السَّلَفِ وَأَئِمَّةِ السُّنَّةِ وَأَكْفِيَتِهِمْ وَنَوَاسِيَهِمْ تَحْتَ أَرْجُلِهِمْ. And it's ongoing that men of the Salaf and the Imams of the Sunnah have been able to put the نَاصِيَةَ تَحْتَ أَرْجُلِهِمْ, put them under their feet. إِذْ كَانُوا يُرِيدُونَ بَاطِلَهُمْ بِالْحَقِّ الْمَحْضِ. Al-Haqq al-Mahd means if they so choose to fight them with their knowledge, they always win. I'm trying. I'm at the beginning of my path, and I do believe, honestly, because I love this subject so much, has to be some sort of guidance from Allah, because Islam is so filled with wondrous, so interesting, so other topics. But I don't know why. I just can't get this one out of my mind. So when I read this, for centuries, Salafis and Sunnis have been fighting them. All right. I'll try to somehow come up to the challenge. But nawasiyahum tahta arjulihim, the nawasi is your it's frontal lobe, it's something decision-making that allows you to go forward. And he's saying that the Salaf and the Sunni will put them under his feet. إِذْ كَانُوا يُرِيدُونَ بَاطِلَهُمْ بِالْحَقِّ الْمَحْضِ. If they fight with the Haqq al-Mahd, the absolute truth, which will be the Salaf manhaj, Quran and Sunnah. وَبِدْعَتِهِمْ بِالسُّنَّةِ. And the bid'ah that they do, of course, should be replaced by the Sunnah, because the reason it's called bid'ah is it's not of the Sunnah. So what is bid'ah? Anything that isn't Sunnah. What is philosophy? Anything that doesn't consider Prophet Muhammad's ways and means and words and refutations. Not good enough. No, that's not good enough. These other characters, and they have many terminologies. Here we're looking at Majus, but we'll get on to the Jahmiyyah and the Qadariyah. And these groups, I really enjoy reading about them because they are here now. Look, this book is almost 1,000 years old. And we are living in the exact same issues for the exact same reasons that Allah says most people don't believe and hate the truth. So, but that doesn't mean that we stop trying. It doesn't mean we're just going to say, oh, let's give up on the human race. No. We are ordered by Allah to try to spread the truth, and what will be, and we're not supposed to be sad when they reject it. فكانوا معهم كالذمة مع المسلمين إلى أن نابغة ردوا بدعتهم وبدعة تقابلهم وقابلوا باطلهم بالباطل من جنسي وقالوا العبد المجبور على أفعاله مقهور عليها لا تأثير له في وجودها البتة وهي واقع بإرادة واختيار وغلى غلاتهم فقالوا. In other words, he's saying the opposite now. There's another group, a bid'ah against a bid'ah. So if these are all for free will, the other group is all for absolute opposite. Once again, it's that old classic dichotomy, free will or predestination. Whereas we know, or hopefully you've learned, or you will, that it's a bit of both as far as we're concerned. But as far as Allah is, I don't even want to say concerned. Allah decrees, determines, wills everything. And knows what we're going to choose, which is called the ikhtiyar. So we have the ikhtiyar, the choice. But Allah knows what we're going to choose before we were born and wrote it in a book, which is why the first chapter was called Al-Kitaba. All right, we're going to skip over some of this because it's repetitive. ولما رأى القاضي وغيره بطلان هذا القول وتناقضه للشرعية والعدل والجبر قال قدرة الأب وإن لم تؤثر في وجود الفعل فهي مؤثرة في صفة من صفات وتلك الصفة تسمى كسبا وهي متعلقة الأمر والنهي والثواب والعقاب. So this word we're going to have to get acquainted with it because it's being used a lot. Kasaban. Kasaban is connected to the order to do or not to do and the reward or the punishment. So, كل نفس بما كسبت رهين. It's a verse in the Quran. It means what you have rightfully earned, whether it be from good or evil. Rahin. And this is the word that's used for when you pawn something, a pawnbroker, the rahin. You give it up and you can't get it back until you do what you agreed to do with him. Well, this rahin, it means that everything you have done, it's too late. You've done it, so you've kasabaha. So kulli nafsin bima kasaba rahin. It's like ala unaqiq. There's another verse in the Quran that says your deeds are ta'ira ala unaqiq or ala unaqiq. They're on your neck. They're stuck to you. So that if you know that everything you do, you're either going to get a reward or a punishment. There's no gray in Islam. It's either loved by Allah or rejected by Allah. Now, I know in fiqh there are degrees. Haram wa halal, opposite ends of the spectrum. And mustahab, Allah loves it. Or makruh, Allah hates it. Or in the middle, mubah, it doesn't make a difference one way or the other. Well, you should know that fiqh is something that has been developed by human beings. And Allah has said in the Quran, if He wants good for a person, yatafaqahu fi din. Now, this word in the Quran, yatafaqahu fi din, literally means He will let him have deep awareness and knowledge and understanding of religious matters, and therefore proceed accordingly. But when we say fuqaha, it means men throughout history. It's always men. Well, we hear about only men. It's funny, we always hear about women, well, not always, but it is recorded in Islam that women were very much involved in teaching tajweed and, Quran memorization, and also in recording of hadith. There were many famous women mentioned, but we never hear about women fuqaha, because the fiqh has been used in our time to make rulings, sharia, laws. And there has been a common understanding that women aren't good in this area because they say they're too emotional and they cannot have the tough-mindedness that is needed for a qadi. Because, in Islam there are no lawyers. It's the qadi, and he's the judge, and he sends down his ruling, which is called the hukm. Islamic terminology is very broad, and sometimes it doesn't have to be that broad, because now we have a word called fatwa, which is like hukm, but it's broader. A hukm can just be on one person, but a fatwa would mean that this is a ruling for all of you. And it's interesting that there's so much controversy about some fatawi, plural fatwa, and the fatwa to assassinate Salman Rushdie. I'm getting off here on a tangent because I've never really spoken about things like this, but I'll just leave this now. I'm going to continue this later in the evening. We're already 17 minutes. The meanings of the words is everything. If you want to study Islam seriously, you read Quran and you find out what every word means. And you don't stop until you have determined for yourself what every word means. But you have to learn Arabic to do that. Why not? It's the words of Allah. It's your life. It's your future. It's your afterlife. So in this Ramadan, my best advice to you is learn Arabic. Then you can be a better worshiper. Assalamu alaikum.